Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, DJ Strip and Farm for Property. I'm your host, Strip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, we got the long awaited AMA with Chris Sheehan, CEO of Spritz. I tried to answer or at least address the bulk of the questions that one came from the community and two that I had regarding security and then the future of Spritz and things of that nature. And I think Chris nailed it. We only had 25 minutes, so it was trying to punch everything in. But I hope you guys enjoy it and give me some feedback if you'd like to get more details on Spritz. You guys know this is my one shameless shill on the channel, and just giving you an update on that. I have 750 rewards that I have accumulated. So remember, once this gets to 1500, anything above that is what I am pledging to give back. Someone specifically asked me to donate their $50 to a family that's in need of groceries. So yeah, I'll do whatever you guys think is best, and happy to, be transparent and showcase that. Because like I said, I have a channel because you guys actually watch and engage with me. So without further ado, let's dive straight into the AMA with me and Chris Sheehan, Spritz Finance. All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to DeFi, Degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty. I'm excited to introduce to you a true pioneer and innovator in the DeFi space, Chris Sheehan, the CEO and founder of Spritz Finance, a game-changing DeFi bill play platform that is bridging the gap between TradFi and the world of crypto. So Chris and his team at Spritz have created a platform that makes it easy for anyone to pay their bills and stay on chain while taking advantage of financial freedom and transparency that is DeFi. With its user-friendly interface and seamless integration with popular crypto wallets, Spritz is making it possible for everyday people to experience the benefits of crypto without the headaches and complicated setups and security concerns. Chris's background as an MIT computer scientist and Y Combinator investee has given him a deep understanding of how finance, blockchain, and DeFi intersect. And his vision for the future of finance is truly revolutionary. I can't wait to dive in and share with you all how Spritz and Chris are changing the game of TradFi and DeFi. Chris, thanks for joining and welcome to the channel.
Yeah, Shannon, thanks so much. Beautiful intro there. I think I need to get a copy of that to use, for my own bio, with your permission, of course. So thrilled to be here and chat with you today.
Awesome. Yeah. And by all means, share it. You can have it. So I've given a brief intro, but why don't you just go ahead and summarize a little bit about yourself, a little bit about Spritz, and of course, touch on that really revolutionary, fun branding design you guys got with making bill pay.
Yeah, glad you noticed. Thanks. Not everybody gets the logo there, but for those of us who've maybe traveled or gone to a bar recently, the Aperol Spritz seems to be taking over the world. So for all of you listeners out there who haven't tried the Aperol Spritz, or really a Spritz cocktail of any kind, there's probably some non-alcoholic ones too that are delicious. Highly recommended. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a good segue into what drives me, at Spritz. And you alluded to my background as a computer scientist, going through Y Combinator. Really my mission, career-wise, is to show that finance can be used as a tool for good and a tool for kind of the everyman to empower their lives and make things easier, right? Not harder. And I think you mentioned that phrase, financial freedom. I think that's what's motivating a lot of people in the crypto community, is the allure of financial freedom that's kind of been lost, I think, in our financial system for so long. And that's what Spritz is trying to do by really letting users do everything that they might be used to doing from their checking account, or from PayPal or through Zelle or some of those other tools that have come up in the last 10-20 years, and move that to on-chain tools and activities. So essentially you can think of Spritz as a wrapper almost for your MetaMask or your self-custody wallet, right? The assets that you control, what you do with them, how you're earning yield. And Spritz gives that wallet superpowers to enable you to do anything you're doing from your bank already. So pay your utility bill, your electric, your gas, your phone bill, all the way up to pay your student loan payments or even pay off your student loans entirely if you've got a big bag on chain of some tokens and assets, to paying off your credit cards and even your mortgage, right? Fully living an on-chain financial lifestyle without needing to touch a bank account or a savings account. And so for me, going back to that Spritz analogy, it's a fun and playful analogy. You know, I sort of said, we're going to be doing something called bill pay. Not the most exciting thing in the world. So why can't we have a little fun, be playful, have some colors there? But ultimately that image of just kind of sitting on the beach, you're on vacation, you're sipping a nice cocktail, everything's taken care of you back at home. You know, I like to say, have your money work for you, not you work for your money. Right. And, you know, have that comfort and security that Spritz is affording you because you know that your bills and everything are taken care of directly from your crypto wallets.
Wow. Yeah, that is amazing. And definitely I've been using it now for just a couple of weeks, and definitely does make bill pay fun, especially when you get to see this magic internet money that you're getting to, you know, pay those bills off. But we know it's not all sunshine and rainbows. So regarding, you guys got funded back in May 2022. What was like the most challenging aspects of this development? So the idea is pretty sound and clearly a need and a use case, but I'm pretty sure you had hit some road bumps and speed bumps along the way. So what were some of the challenging aspects you and your company had to deal with?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we actually closed our financing round, and it was January of 2022, so about a year ago now. So this is kind of the 1 year Spritz anniversary, I guess. Spent a good 5-6 months just building the product before launching in any way, and it's quite technically challenging because not all the tooling is there to, we need to get a complete picture of your crypto assets and enable you to use them to make payments. We also need to get a picture of course, with your permission, your traditional financial assets as well. And, companies like Plaid, which were built, 10, 20 years ago, don't go quite as far and deep into the things like the student loans or the utility bills that we really wanted to go into. And two, Plaid's not, they're changing their tune a little bit, but they're not as crypto friendly, right? And so to find a way to combine these tools and then create a beautiful, smooth, fun user experience on something that's actually pretty complicated, in the back end, that's been the challenge for Spritz. And so I'm glad to hear that you've been using it, Shannon, and obviously we've got many, many other users, and we've worked really hard to make the experience really, really smooth. And we've actually got a new feature coming out in the next month or two called Smart Pay, which will allow you to fully automate your finances using our smart contracts on chain. So that, kind of trying to march toward that vision of automating your finances step by step.
Right. Yeah, that's a great segue. I got that as a question that I heard you drop in an AMA. So we'll definitely visit that as we tread forward on this. So regarding the tooling, like you mentioned, and what you guys have done, and yeah, I haven't had any issues. I think it's amazing. It works great. Was skeptical at first, of course. In DeFi, you get your face ripped off multiple times, so you're not quite sure. But I was pleasantly surprised how easy it was, and definitely started spreading the news. But regarding that tooling and that ease of use and what you guys had to design. So can you give a brief overview of how your services work in regards to those smart contracts, and that you don't take custody of the user assets? And so how does that actually work in like layman's terms for someone to understand that?
It's actually a kind of a 3-step process for us. How we make the pudding, let's say. I won't use the sausage analogy because it's a bit nicer than that. So 3 steps, right? So first we need to receive your crypto. Second, we need to make a payment to your bill. And third, internally, we manage our liquidity. And we don't need to do those things, all in a row, right? It's not as if we're taking your crypto and then liquidating it, moving it to, a bank or somewhere, and then moving it onward to your bill in kind of serial fashion, right? Step by step. As soon as we receive your crypto on chain, it's the blockchain. That's the beauty of it. So we know that we've got it. It's not going anywhere. And simultaneously, instantaneously, we can make a payment out through our TradFi traditional payments rails and partners, then we make a payment out instantaneously to your bill and say, hey, it's Shannon's Amazon credit card. Credit him $100. And then in the meanwhile, we've got, we're supporting 6 different chains. We've got a whole bunch of machinery in the back end that makes sure that we're not at risk, right, as Spritz, and that we're able to ultimately close the loop and, liquidate that crypto that we receive and put it back in our balance sheet to be used to pay people's bills. So, and then on the smart contract side, right? So when we're receiving your crypto, our motto is any token, any chain, any bill. That's really the vision we want to realize. We're close, but it's one of those North Stars that maybe you never quite reach, but you're always marching towards. Right. So, for any chain, if you're paying in a stable coin, a very kind of well-known stable coin like a USDC, we just accept that one-to-one through a simple transfer. So if it's $1,000 bill you're paying, you can transfer 1,000 USDC. For a lot of the other tokens, then we actually run it through a DEX or a DEX aggregator first. So if you're paying with, ETH or wrapped ETH or Matic on Polygon, then that's, for Polygon, for example, that's going through QuickSwap. And then Spritz is receiving the USDC. So it's still one transaction for the user, but it's going through Spritz's smart contract, which ultimately is using a DEX on the back end there.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty clean. As you said, two-step process. I like that. So in regards to marching towards a North Star, let's talk about some of the stuff you got on the roadmap. So I see you have debit cards, and I heard you mention this in some AMAs. Can you elaborate on the debit cards? And of course, my community wants to know the Wen UK, and I heard Canada scheduled for Q1. So can you elaborate on maybe some of the countries as well?
Yeah, we're very eager to go international, and we're always working with our partners, or frankly scouring for new partners to help us get access to payments rails in those countries. You might imagine, paying a utility bill to be able to support, Las Vegas water supply and, Florida, Tallahassee electricity. I'm not flying down to Tallahassee to do that integration, right? We are using some partners on the back end. So to be able to go to Canada, UK, Australia, and a lot of these countries that people are requesting, Nigeria also kind of is a common one. We're looking for partners to work together there. So Canada is going to be our first step. That's in Q1, possibly as soon as early February. So we're very much, it's on the roadmap being built right now. UK and Australia and some other places a little longer, but we hope to by Q2, by Q3, have a handful of countries around the world. And that's where getting onto our app, requesting through the intercom, and we have lots of places to give feedback, requesting and upvoting various countries as a user really comes into play, because we really just want to be guided by these users. And the debit card, kind of the beauty of the debit card is that we believe it's going to be available for a wide number of countries right away. So while we may not have that utility bill functionality for people, say, in the UK, there's a chance we might be able to have the debit card be available for people in the UK right away.
Oh, nice. Is that Q1 expectation as well, or?
Yeah, we're planning for Q1. We're rushing towards it, but like everything, we want to make sure it's super secure, and it does take a little while. So let's aim for end of Q1 to look for that. But it's kind of next up on the roadmap.
Awesome. That sounds great. And speaking of security, this is always a great question for people. So read through the website and saw that Spritz only takes basically general kind of public information, so to speak. I know you can also can read your credit report information if you allow it to. But in regards to the security that you guys have in place to protect the user data on Amazon Web Services, what does that look like? How is a person's information kept separate or stored, or how's that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, great question. We get that one a lot. We're not storing. So there is a very lightweight KYC process that you went through. Usually, it's kind of name, address, phone number. You type in a code from your phone. Very, very simple. We're using something called Cognito to do that. And, the information actually is with, passes through Cognito, not even through Spritz, right? And they're sort of PCS compliant and have all the requirements there. And we're not storing it at all at Spritz. We just want to, basically get a green light back from them and say, okay, yeah, we know who this person is. The relationship is known. You can go ahead and do business with them. Similarly with the credit check thing that you mentioned, which, maybe sounds scary, but essentially once we've got your, name and all that with their partner, if you want, and it's only if you opt in, right? They can basically see, through their database, they just do a search, basically name, address. We found, Shannon, and if he wants, we can actually do a soft credit pull and actually identify the bills that he's already got coming through the door, and then just kind of one click to add them. And again, that's going through a different partner. And they're, they've got all the compliance and everything related to information. So yeah, we're very careful about storing information. We don't store anything we don't need to.
Oh, perfect. That's always refreshing to hear. So regarding, I guess, storage of information, kind of in the way things are rolling forward to make sure things are SAFU, you guys mentioned that there will be possibly a token integrated on the platform. So how would you go about implementing said token and lining up with Mr. Gary Gensler, SEC, CFTC rules and regulations, if that be the case?
Yeah, if that's why there's the big if in front of that, right? So it's not, the token is not something that, I can talk about as a Q1, Q2, Q3 thing, right? I think at the end of the day, the general intention for us and for me at Spritz is to, a token allows us to do so many different things, to reward our users, to give people perhaps a bit of a fee rebate, right? Kind of coming back to them as an owner, to enable people to, maybe you could stake the token and actually get lower fees or something like that. So I think that's really attractive to us. But to be honest, we'd rather not muddy the waters about what Spritz is and start, shilling a token and having people worried about that. First and foremost, let's make sure we've got, tens of thousands of users super happy with what we're doing. Let's be just this kind of beautiful connector between Web3 and traditional finance. And then if at a certain point the regulations make sense, let's launch a token. That would be a lot of fun. So yeah, unfortunately not kind of firm plans right now, but looking forward to in the future.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Definitely don't want to cause any unnecessary regulations or scrutiny for sure.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier in this video or podcast, AMA, sorry, about the subscription model and the auto bill pay. So I remember hearing in a previous one that you mentioned there would be some kind of way to set up X amount of payments on the crypto side by paying your bills. So what does that layer of security look like, and how are you guys looking to integrate automatic bill pay, I guess, with crypto?
Yeah, it's all going to be governed by a smart contract, right? Which we're taking a lot of time to get, looked over by a lot of security experts and make sure that it's, best practice and very secure. We're going to be releasing it on Polygon first, actually. So kind of doing a lot of significant testing just on one chain before we go out to, Arbitrum, Optimism, ETH mainnet, BSC, Avalanche, and, kind of all the current and future chains. But essentially you'll be effectively saying, hey, I want to pay whatever it is, $400 a month in whatever token, in drip token, in USDC, in ETH, and we'll enable you to make to give us a very fine-grained approval to spend down that token from the smart contract. So say, hey, let's approve, I want to approve 2 or maybe 3 payments ahead. I can revoke that anytime. We'll give you tools for that. And then at the right time, we're monitoring, when the bill is due, then we're going to kind of trigger the transfer from your wallet into our smart contract to make the payment. So that's roughly how it's going to work.
Oh man, that's awesome. Is that, what's the timeline on that, you think?
Well, it's soon to be in testing internally. Then we'll release on Polygon probably in mid to early February. So, just a few weeks, I would say, for our beta testing group. So we have a kind of a smaller subset of users on our Discord. that kind of get access to some of the features early. And I would say it'd be available for wide use probably by end of February.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try to speed around the rest of these. I know you said you had to tap out here shortly. So you did mention the drip community, and they would be upset with me if I didn't bring this up. So what support or like developer toolkits or things you have available for existing communities and projects, specifically those like drip that have taxes on their transactions? Is there going to be like a slippage fee that you can adjust on the user side? And is there an opportunity for collaborations with large communities and assets, like to somehow lower the fees or partner up or do something with buybacks or anything like that?
I mean, great question. Yeah, we're really thrilled by the activity and excitement from the drip community that we've gotten so far. We're very aware of the technicalities around the tax and some of the limitations on how you might trade drip token at various dexes, because I mentioned before that the way we do most tokens is just kind of going through a dex. And so we do need that extra functionality. I also want to make sure we're kind of not adding that extra transfer tax for folks in that community as well. So I think at the end of the day, my engineers are actually working on this right now, finding a way that works for users, but also doesn't require us to overhaul the smart contracts, which, actually can create a security risk, right? Because every time you're changing that code, it can be dangerous. So we want to be very careful. Right. But we are working on it, and stay tuned on the drip token, I would say, and supporting that at Spritz. In terms of community engagement, writ large, we're super excited to engage with communities, and we've got some partnerships already with the likes of QuickSwap, which I mentioned before, but we'd love to partner with Drip, even more formally. So far it's just been very informal. If there's a way to kind of get whitelisted for the community, right, to use Spritz and get whitelisted from the tax, that would be amazing. But ultimately just providing tools to share out about Spritz, there are referral links, there's affiliate programs, and all of that are kind of what we're after.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what my next question is right before we tap out here, because I heard from one of your admins about a new affiliate program with no monthly earning limits and opportunity to earn residual rewards from referrals in subsequent months. So do you have any info or alpha that you can drop on that?
Yeah, a bit. I mean, firstly, as a regular user today, you all can go on and do the, get 50, give $50 promotion, which is where you're going to generate a link, share it out to your friends or families or your community. And then everybody who signs up gets $50, and then you actually get $50 too. Once people actually make a payment and, test out the service. So we're very generous with that. I think there are some limits into what you can earn because it's just designed for users. There's not any, residuals, right? You're not earning month after month from some of the activity of the users. So we've designed a new affiliate program. I don't have the exact economics for you, but we've designed a new program where it's going to be just like you said, no limits, and then give you the opportunity to earn kind of as the users stay active over time. A lot of people are into passive income. If there's a way that we can share back to you some of that passive income, then that's what we want to do. So yeah, coming out in the next, call it a month or so, there'll be a website launching with the affiliate program and all the details there. And in the app also will provide those tools for all y'all who are affiliates.
Oh, that's awesome. That is perfect. And this is a great place to end with a fun question. It's a two-part question, maybe really short and simple. On my channel, I do a lot of numbers and speculation, so I like to play with stuff like that. So first question for you is, or simple, is how many users are currently utilizing the platform?
Yeah, we don't comment on exact numbers, but we've got, many thousands in the app today.
Okay. And just a fun thought experiment. So there's approximately 330 million US citizens, about 60% of them are employed. That's about 200 million average people paying bills at about $5,000 a month. So it's about $10 trillion that you guys could potentially tap into. What is Spritz looking for in regards to a global market cap of crypto bill pay that you could see yourself acquiring in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, wow, great question. Go straight to the TAM, right, as we call it in startup speak. I think of it, it's useful sometimes to think about the global market cap. That's an interesting question. Most people agree it's large. I try to go a little narrower. So, I actually think about the 10 million or so, even just kind of millennials and now more Gen Z in the US who report that they already own some crypto, right? So these are people who are, the crypto side first, because a lot more people have bills than have crypto.
Right,
So
right.
let's talk about the people who have crypto, 10 million people. They've got on average, I think on average, the median expenses in the US is about 6K per month, or 70 total, everything, right? 72K per year. Spritz already supports most of that, right? Mortgage, credit cards, student loans, car loans, right? So if you kind of, multiply that out, right, you've got, a couple of $1 billion of bill pay that's, just addressable like today. And then as the way I think about it is, as the number of people who are owning crypto and excited about it increase, that expands the market for us. So that's just a little window into how I think about the addressable market for Spritz. Obviously, huge potential over the next decades for us.
Definitely, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing this grow and collaborate and build this DeFi space together. So I appreciate what you guys are doing at Spritz, and for you, Chris, taking your time to answer these questions and address some of the concerns with the DeFi and drip community. And maybe we can get together in the future. Definitely like to set you up, if I can, with maybe, like you mentioned, that whitelist or some level of transparency with the team and drip. I don't have a direct ear to them, but I can at least maybe push some buttons and potentially get something connected for you guys on the back end.
Yeah, that would be really appreciated. But either way, thanks so much for the attention, the excitement, and of course for using it yourself, Shannon. And we're open to feedback, criticism, ideas all the time. So, keep it coming, and that goes for your viewers as well.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Chris. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you too. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Take care. Later. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.